persuade you to subscribe?
And welcome back, everybody. My name is Raze Chaos. You've made it back to my channel, and we are back, and we are continuing on our little trek through my very, very dark Christmas little adventure this month. One of the things that Raze wanted to do. I hope you're enjoying this, by the way. I'm hoping you're enjoying all the Double or Nothing weekend videos, the extra comic cover videos on Wednesdays, and I hope you're enjoying the picks that Raze has put together for celebrating this Christmas season. And Raze went out a little extra on this one. Because the pop that Raze has for you today is from the movie Get Out. And no, it is not a Christmas movie by any stretch of the imagination. However, this pop is the newer edition of the Chris Washington pop from Get Out, in which he's actually holding a mounted deer head. So, it's like deer, reindeer, Christmas. It kind of fits the theme. Raze is sick. Raze is dark. And, yeah, we got that one. So, primarily this video, I've done a couple of videos on Chris Washington already, I believe. And I've talked about that movie several times. But in this case, I think what Raze is going to do, in order to not just basically rehash what he did in previous videos, is we are actually going to center on the deer head and the symbolism that the deer, which is very, very strong throughout the movie. So we are going to focus on Chris Washington with his deer head, and we're going to put this guy away first. I really like that they did this pop. They've done a couple of Chris Washington pops at this point from Get Out. One is him basically bloody from the climactic battle towards the end. The other one is him sitting in his chair, picking at the arm of the chair. If you've watched the movie, you understand what he's doing at that point. I honestly, him being in the chair with the tears coming down his face is an excellent representation of the movie. And it would be very, very hard to think of a more perfect image, or if Raze were designing a pop that was going to encompass the entire movie inside of one Funko Pop, that would be the one that Raze would have immediately picked. And then Funko went and took it a step further. This one as well is very, very strong in with the themes of the movie. This pop by itself gives you a good hint of a lot of the themes and a lot of the running themes that go through this movie. It's a masterful piece of work. I mean, Get Out is easily Jordan Peele's masterpiece as far as I'm concerned. I know it was his first major movie, and it was his directorial debut. So he had to put a lot into it because he wanted to do more. And of course his follow-up movies, honestly, I've enjoyed his follow-up movies ever since. But it really feels like he packed everything he wanted to say into this movie, and basically it was his opportunity, and this is what he got to do. So just to get into this a little bit, so right at the beginning of the movie, really the start of the movie, you see Chris Washington with his girlfriend Rose. They're on their way to visit her parents, and there is a scene where a deer comes rushing through. They end up hitting a deer because they're way out in the country.
It's right.
And they end up hitting a deer, and it goes flying off into the woods. And what seems like it basically, you're getting the introduction, and then you get this bam. This is what the heck's happening here. This is the rest of the movie, like slamming into you. And there's plenty of sleight of hand. There's plenty of distraction here. Initially, what you're getting, you get the asking of when the police officer on the scene asks for his driver's license, even though he wasn't driving. And of course, Rose battles this off and says, "Hey, he wasn't driving. There's no purpose in it. You're a racist, and you shouldn't be looking at his ID." So it really kind of gives you this idea that it gives you the wrong idea about that whole situation. But there's plenty of stuff that they do show you that actually does have things, even though you don't realize it at the time how much there actually is. You see Chris go into the woods and see the deer that they just hit, and it's dying, it's suffering, and what you don't realize at this point, but they do reveal later on, is Chris lost his mother at a very young age, and she died from a hit and run accident. And at one point he was laying there as he was holding her as she died, and now Chris is sitting here with another hit and run, even though it's a deer, basically reliving that because he was a small boy. He was helpless when this happened. He couldn't stop the people that hit his mom. He couldn't save his mom. It's a real feeling of helplessness. And of course, obviously, the deer feels pretty helpless because it's just been hit by a car and it's dying. So that little parallel and everything, it's why Get Out is worth the second watch for sure, because you get so much of the feeling out of this. And also in that scene, while he is sympathizing with this deer that they just hit, Rose is ready to go. She's, hey, let's get back on the road. We talked to the cop and everything's cool. We can go ahead and go. And Chris is a little taken aback by the fact that there is a deer dying right there next to them. And Rose shows absolutely no sympathy towards it. And, it's really kind of hard to look at something suffering and dying right in front of you. And as harsh as it seems to go ahead and put it out of its misery, for a lot of people, that would be the easier route to take. Because, if you leave and it's still suffering and it's dying, it's going to play in your head for a while after you leave. So in that situation, obviously, we can't just leave this thing dying. We've got to go ahead and, finish this thing off. Because the idea of even an animal suffering should evoke some kind of emotion inside of you. But with Rose, she showed absolutely none. And given her turn, that was very telling. It was a lot of foreshadowing that you didn't even realize you were getting right away. The other big thing is actually the trophy itself. Being in the parents' study, a lot of people, especially nowadays, don't see hunting trophies like they used to. That used to be a symbol of, accomplishment. That used to be, hey, this is what I went out and killed. But the more you think about it, it's like, did you actually fight that beast and kill it, or did you have an unfair advantage, like with a gun? Hunting it out there, killing it while it was just trying to survive. Basically this innocent animal did nothing to you, but you still killed it. And that's been a strong, a strong attitude a lot of people have had. Hunting is hunting, and I won't say it's bad. But at the same time, you have to take into account you're basically going out and killing something that has done nothing to you. You've got to, if you can wrestle with that, that's great. Raze, I don't know. Raze has never gone hunting, so he doesn't know the full experience of what that would be like. Never really had the desire to. Raze wouldn't know how to cook whatever he killed anyway, so he couldn't even use that as an excuse. So yeah, it's one of those things where even though Chris doesn't know it at the time, he is on track of being one of those trophies. And so again, he's just gone through the whole sympathizing with the dying deer, and now he's face to face with the deer that's already been a victim, and is now stuffed and shown off. And it's right after he gets that little look that you see him going out and talking at this little party that they're having, that their parents are having, and everybody is very, very strange. Everybody, makes all kinds of comments that just don't seem appropriate. A lot of people are talking about his physicality, what it's like to live as a black man in the modern day and that kind of thing. Just really making him feel, while they're attempting to communicate with him like he's a normal person, he's suddenly feeling like the token. He's feeling like, okay, so everybody's interested in me, not because of who I am, but because of what I am. And it's not unlike a hunting trophy being stared at, where people have questions that don't have anything to do with the actual person, more or less the catching of it, which is absolutely appropriate considering that he's there for a reason. He is there, he has been hunted, and he's essentially the trophy that's being, shown off. And spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie, he is basically going to have his mind pushed back into his head and have an overlaying mind take over. That's why everybody's talking about his body, because he is basically going to be the vessel for a rich old white man. And they even have an auction later on in the movie, a silent auction that he is not witness to. But it's one of those things where it's just kind of like, oh my goodness, this is creepy. And he gets that creepy feeling as well. And of course, it's actually in that movie when they actually tie him to the chair, and he is forced to go through the hypnosis to further push his mind back, pushing him into that space where he is a vulnerable child, dealing with the death of his mother. Again, the symbolism of the deer and everything still going. And of course, that deer trophy is right above everything, and he's staring right at it. And he eventually, like I said, I'll do some spoilers, but I really don't want to give anything away if you haven't seen the movie. When he actually gets out of it and everything, he actually uses the deer head as the weapon to kill Rose's father. And this is pretty much the right after he does that. So with all the symbolism of the deer being the victim, he's actually able to use the same deer, the same trauma, to actually come out of it and get out of the situation that he's in. So this is a big deal. This is a very, very good pop if you are a Get Out fan, which Raze most definitely is. And seeing this, I just thought to myself, well, God, that's perfect. So yeah, this definitely had to go in. This goes into my Jordan Peele collection, because obviously Raze has got all of the characters from Us that they've released, which would be the entire Tethered family, along with Adelaide, the main protagonist, and her son Jason. I don't believe that they've put out any other Us Pops. I think they may have with this other supplemental set of Jordan Peele characters, but Raze will have to check that out. But for now, we are going to go ahead and we're going to take this guy out and we're going to have a look at him. Here we have it. This really is him coming through the door, or backing out of the door, having shoved these deer antlers up through his ex-girlfriend's. I guess you'd call her ex-girlfriend at that point. Once you find out that she's basically brought you there to take you out, yeah, I think it's safe to say you've broken up. He's shoved this through her father, who was getting ready to perform a procedure that would have, incapacitated him and stuffed him into the darkest recess of his own mind and overlaid somebody else on top of that. Not necessarily killing him, but literally taking his life and giving it to somebody else. He has a moment where he just steps back for a second, and then he drops the deer head because he's got to get out of there. It's very beautifully done. You've got the blood on his shirt. You've got the blood on the antlers, yeah, it's really cool. I mean, obviously with the Funko Pops, you're not necessarily going to get things exactly to scale. I mean, they've got gigantic heads after all. So yeah, even though essentially the antlers would be bigger, as far as, how they were in the movie. But in order to fit under his head, it had to be a little smaller. So it's really cool looking at this. Yeah, this is one of Raze's bizarre connections, where he was just like, it's Christmas time, let's do one that has a deer in it, and this is it, even though it has nothing to do with Christmas. It has more to do with deer than it does Christmas. So yeah, we've got a Little Red Christmas. Raze does do dark things, and this is a great example of that. But Raze is kind of interested in hearing from you. What do you think about the movie Get Out? Are you a fan? Have you not watched it yet? What do you if you have? What do you think of Raze's thoughts on the symbolism of the movie and how well that it puts together? I mean, once you see the parallels going, they're really kind of hard to ignore. It's weird because they're so obvious when you watch it the second time, where they seem really, 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 well hidden the first time you watch it. And the aforementioned scene where Rose stops the police officer from seeing his license. That totally seems like she's trying too hard. She was like, hey, look, you can't do that just because he's black and that kind of stuff. And it's just kind of like, you're like, oh, wow, she's really pushing this. You're like, is she trying to impress Chris, or what the heck is she doing? And, calling out the police officer and all that other stuff, and basically making the police officer back off. Yeah, that's exactly what it appeared to be. But when you watch it the second time, you realize she doesn't want the police officer to see his ID. She doesn't want the police officer to know who he is, because he's going to turn up missing soon. And a police officer saying, hey, I saw this guy with this woman at this time, is exactly not what Rose wants anybody to think.
Sir, can I see your license, please?
Wait, why?
Yeah, I have state ID.
No. He wasn't driving.
I didn't ask who was driving. I asked to see his ID.
Yeah, why? That doesn't make any sense.
Here.
No. Fuck that. You don't have to give him your ID because you haven't done anything wrong.
Baby, it's okay. Come on.
Anytime there is an incident, we have every right to
That's
ask.
bullshit.
Ma'am,
Everything all right, Ryan?
yeah, I'm good. Get that headlight fixed. And that mirror.
And yeah, the woman playing Allison is actually her name. The woman playing Rose, I believe his name is Allison Williams, is the actress playing Rose. She was so freaking good in that, I mean, honestly, the first time Raze saw Megan, where Allison, where she's actually the aunt of the girl who gets the doll, who helps create the doll and everything. When she shows up, she's on the good side on that one. But the first time you see her, you're like, oh, fuck you, bitch. That's how well she portrays this evil character in that movie. But, yeah, let Raze know what you think about that. Let me know if you haven't seen the movie. Hopefully, if you haven't seen the movie, Raze didn't spoil it too bad. Really trying to pull it in tight. But, you know, at the same time, Raze has got a big mouth. And you didn't click on this video and not know that already. Most likely. Unless it's your first time, welcome. Raze has got a big mouth. But Raze's going to go ahead and let you get out of here now. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you thought about the movie. Let me know what you thought about the video. This is a movie really that Raze really enjoys talking about on a almost, you know, painful level as far as, you know, his friends go. It's just like, oh God, are you talking about that movie again? Yes, I am, because I enjoyed it. But you know, talking about movies is part of why Raze does this channel. He likes to talk about the things that he likes. And a lot of what goes on in these videos is Raze giving the people he knows in life a break, because he can go ahead and get it out of this without unleashing it on the people he knows. I'm sure they're very appreciative of that. But like I said, we're going to go ahead and get out of here now. But never forget, the life is full of odd moments. And you never know when you're going to be defined.